and the fact that his home isn't the size of an airplane bathroom like mine, there isn't much evidence that Mr. Walsh is a billionaire. The front door opens onto a big, open-plan room with the kitchen in the far right corner, complete with double ovens and a big island/breakfast bar area. Cushioned bar stools line the island, with a funky, curvy light fixture hanging above. On the other side of the space, the living room wall is exposed brick, with an absolutely enormous television mounted in the center. Speakers and subwoofers halo the television, and a comfy-looking couch faces it all. I say comfy-looking because in the hundreds of times I've been here, I've never actually sat down on the sofa. I know I'm on camera after all. I'm sure Mr. Tech Billionaire wouldn't take too kindly to me making myself at home. Between the kitchen and living spaces, a hallway leads to the bedrooms and living spaces beyond. I've never stepped foot past that threshold. There's an invisible wall keeping me out. My entry into this billionaire's world has clear boundaries. I get a tiny sliver of a peek into how the other half lives. I have access to the big pantry where Bear's food is kept. I can use the kitchen to replenish his water, and I have permission to use the small powder room beside the kitchen. Once, I snooped through the door beside the powder room because I was looking for Bear's spare leash, and saw that it leads into a garage. Yes, a private garage in New York City. The other half never has to circle the block for street parking or take the subway, apparently. All other areas of this place are off limits, and that's perfectly fine by me. Boundaries are good. I've spent most of my adult life building my own boundaries back up to healthy levels just to feel safe. I'm more than happy to respect someone else's. While Bear celebrates with his treat, I do the various small tasks I've gotten used to completing for Bear and his owner. I check the dog's bowl and replenish it with fresh water, tidy a few stray toys, and make sure I have doggy bags and a leash ready for our first walk of the day. As soon as I jingle it, Bear comes running. Last thing, I tell him, kneeling in front of him with his spiffy new bow tie. It clips to his collar with a special clasp I designed myself. The pattern is red with white polka dots, and it looks extremely dashing, if I do say so myself. I'm probably biased. My dog clothing business has exploded recently, to the point that Bear is the only dog walking client I've kept. A year ago, I had about a dozen dogs I'd walk every day, but I had to drop all of them to make time for the new business. But Bear's owner pays a lot better than most people, so it seemed like a good safety net to keep this particular job. Also, Bear is my favorite. Don't tell the others. When I'm not walking Bear, my time is spent hunched over my sewing machine, coming up with new patterns and styles for bow ties, sweaters, rain jackets, and all kinds of pet clothing and costumes. Thank goodness for Brian, my best friend. He's the one who handles the technology side of things. Without him, I wouldn't have gotten very far with the business at all. Did you know, I tell Bear, that I used to sell my wares at farmers markets until Brian convinced me to try doing things online? That was about a year ago, around the time we met. Bear sits while I adjust his bow tie. I have to say, Brian was right. The internet is like a mystical fairyland I don't understand. I just give Brian the dog clothes and he gets his little furball to model them, uploads the pictures, and runs the online store. We split the profits 50-50. Bear listens patiently, and I pretend he understands every word. My arrangement with Brian works perfectly, because technology has a way of malfunctioning when I'm nearby. My body must be made of magnets. Or maybe I emit low-level electromagnetic pulses every time my heart beats. Screens go blue and freeze, computers start smoking, car alarms go off in my wake. I'm kidding. Mostly. The 21st century has been tough. Without Brian, I'd still be walking a dozen dogs and barely scraping by. I'm happy to split the business's profits with him equally. Another fun fact, I say to Bear, is that your human owns the website where I sell my products.